that. So to Shanaea, Ms. Shanaea Wilson, founder, CEO of Fuller Financial. I know her personally, known her for about 10 years at this point. I remember when she was, I think she was an intern at PwC, you know, big PwC, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, PwC. So she was an intern there, and I remember she said, Anthony, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. I'm out of here. And then I'm like, oh, what are you about to do? I'm gonna go figure it out. And then she said, I'm gonna join a PhD program. I'm like, PhD program? What? And so then she walked away from the PhD program, right? And so what I wanted to know, Shanaea, for you, you walked away from the PhD program to build a 7-figure financial firm, okay? I think, did you do Forbes study on third?
I was Forbes for the next 1,000.
First Forbes next 1,000. Forbes next 1,000.
Some light.
So, right.
Real humble.
Forbes 1,000, that's awesome. And so, you know, what gave you the conviction to pivot and create your own lane?
Yeah, so I'm from the Bronx, New York, so Squawk Box and still started with, I'm from the Bronx, New York. I am very proud of where I'm from, but as we know, like where we come from, wealth is not around us. And I saw myself, I knew I didn't want to be poor, for sure. I saw what not having money did to the people around me. It caused like some of my friends to just make the wrong decisions because they were just pressured to do so. And you know, when you're operating out of scarcity, you're just doing what you do to survive. And of course, people that I know, like, you know, they ended up in jail, they're still there. You know, some of them are not here today. And just my family members, I saw what lack of money caused, like us eating together like this also could happen sometimes because somebody's blaming somebody because some bill wasn't paid. And I'm like, oh, people say that money is the root to all evil. But I feel like from my experience, it's not money that's the root of all evil, it's the lack of it and what it forced people to do in situations where this world is ran by having money, you know? So that kind of sparked me to want to become an accountant. On top of that, I had an uncle who was an accountant. He was married to a doctor, and even though we grew up in the Bronx, lived in the projects for a little bit, I would go to his house, and they lived in like a beautiful home on Long Island. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing, but I want to do that. I'm going to do that. So I chose being in accounting, and again, because I've been always very ambitious, I wanted to work for a Big Four, I wanted to work at PwC, and I got to corporate and realized how essential accounting was to allow for these large Fortune 500 enterprises to thrive. And I also understood that there was a need for those same skills for small businesses. Because if we want to create environments where we're able to hire each other's family members, hire our community members, and really build well together, small business entrepreneurship is really the way to get there. How many of us here, and raise your hand if you agree, have been in corporate spaces where you just feel like, I just really don't belong here? And the thing is, it's not because of your degrees, it's not because of your knowledge, because more than likely we'll just surpass that anyways. It's the cultural fit, right? And so I'm really passionate about helping businesses build because they can create their own culture. So I've been building Fuller Financial since 2017. I've been full-time since 2020, right after leaving the PhD program. And let me just go back to that story. So I didn't leave voluntarily, okay? See, what happened was, I was again growing the business, and I got featured in the New York Times, I was on CNBC. Of course, academics read those type of publications, and it started being spread around the school that, okay, this black girl in a PhD program, you know, she's building this business. And they sent me a long letter that I still have in my email box, sitting there, that pretty much wrote that you are not able to do any type of other activities outside of your doctoral program. Granted, listen, it makes it down this pan. Like, you know, like everybody has their program, but for me, the ironic part was that I was studying accounting information systems, and then now fast forward to today, just 5 years after leaving the PhD program, I'm actually building one to help empower small business success. So.